Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, these are the latest news, deals, and free plugins from the music production world. 2 freebies in this episode, so watch until the end. Oeksound just released Soothe 3, and honestly, this is probably one of the biggest plugin updates mixing engineers have been waiting for in a long time. The whole idea behind Soothe was fixing harsh resonances automatically in real time. Now, Soothe 3 is here with a completely rebuilt processing engine that Oeksound says sounds more transparent and less noticeable when you push it hard. Apparently, the goal this time was to keep the resonance control people loved about Soothe 2, but reduce the slightly processed sound. And there's a new feature everyone's talking about. You now get a low latency mode that basically adds 0 latency at normal sample rates, which means you can actually use it when tracking vocals or even for live situations. There's also a new detail control that combines some of the older parameters into a simpler workflow, plus new tilt controls, max cut settings, multi-channel support, and more. Soothe has kind of become one of those modern mixing standard plugins over the years, like FabFilter Pro Q or Soundtoys Decapitator. People just expect it to be a part of a workflow now. It's not cheap, but if you're just upgrading, the upgrade price is only about $55. Arturia just announced Memorymoog, and this is their new recreation of the Memorymoog, which is basically one of those super famous analog polysynths. The original came out back in 1982 and was often called 6 mini-moogs in a box because each voice had its own oscillator and filter setup, which gave it this really big, rich sound that people still try to recreate these days. Arturia gives you the classic triple oscillator architecture, the Moog-style ladder filter, analog drift, and instability controls, plus detailed modeling of the original oscillators, mixer, filter, and saturation. And then Arturia added a bunch of modern stuff the original didn't have, like drag and drop modulation, MPE support, a 4-layer multi-ARP, built-in effects, stereo spread controls, and Poly 12 mode. This feels more like a modern super synth built around the Memorymoog sound. So yeah, if you're big into analog polysynth sounds, synthwave stuff, cinematic pads, this is really cool, and definitely easier to own than the real hardware version. Arturia has priced it at $149, so if you're looking for a Memorymoog plugin, you might also want to check out the Cherry Audio Memory Mode plugin, which is $49. Different workflows, but worth noting that you have some choices. Okay, here's the first freebie. Roland just released ZENOLOGY GX for the iPad. And honestly, this is kind of a big deal if you're already in the Roland ecosystem, because this is the same Zen Core synthesis engine that powers hardware like the Jupiter X and the Phantoms. Now it's running on an iPad, and they've made it free for a limited time. The app includes over 4,000 sounds, plus full editing access to oscillators, filters, envelopes, LFOs, and effects, and all the other deep synth stuff if you want to get really deep into sound design. You also get classic Roland style sounds, virtual analog waveforms like the famous Supersaw, over 90 effects, and advanced modulation options, including a step LFO. They're saying this isn't a watered down mobile synth, it's the full thing. Roland is actually positioning this as a real Zen Core instrument that can even share sounds with compatible hardware synths. It's pretty cool for a limited time freebie, right? SSL just announced the SSL OneOdio interface, and this is basically their new stripped-down version of the SSL 2 for people who want something simpler and cheaper. You still get the core SSL stuff here, 32-bit, 192 kilohertz conversion, the legacy 4K button right here, which adds that console-style color, and stereo loopback. But compared to the SSL 2, the SSL 1 cuts things down to 1 mic preamp, 1 instrument input, and 1 headphone output, while the SSL 2 gives you 2 each of all those things. So this feels much more aimed at solo producers, streamers, or singer-songwriters who usually record one thing at a time. The SSL2 still makes more sense if you record podcasts, dual vocals, or multiple instruments together. But yeah, I think SSL is making a smart move here because a lot of people honestly don't need extra inputs sitting unused on their desk. They just want good sound, simple controls, and the SSL brand and the 4K button doesn't hurt either. The SSL2 was on my list of the best affordable audio interfaces, and lots of you really like it. I'll add a link to this new one below if you want to check it out. Hey, if you're looking for a great deal on the SSL1 or anything else for your studio, Guitar Center is the place to find it. Whatever you need for your studio, they've got it right here. If you need MIDI controllers, synths, headphones, microphones, studio monitors, and other instruments, everything is right here at your local Guitar Center store. And if you need help deciding what gear to buy, Guitar Center staff are here to help you out. Use the link below to get the best deals on guitarcenter.com right now. And let's get back to the studio. Softube just dropped the Bus Processor 670, and this is their modern take on the Fairchild 670 compressor, which is one of the most expensive and hard to find pieces of studio gear ever made. Apparently, fewer than 1,000 originals were ever built, and it became famous for that warm, heavy, gluey sound that you hear on tons of old records. Now, Softube says this plugin is all about capturing the weight, warmth, and that musical feel of the original tube compressor, but adding modern features that actually make sense for today's workflow. So yeah, you get the classic compression sound, but you also get separate controls for tube and transformer saturation, sidechain controls, stereo widening, mono and airband, and lots of other options. And honestly, that's probably the smart move because a lot of vintage style plugins sound great, but they can kind of feel like you're locked into the old school workflow. This seems more like, what if the Fairchild was designed for modern mixing sessions? I like the 670 because of the musical way it reacts to audio. The compression dynamically changes with the signal level, so instead of sounding aggressive, it's a lot more natural sounding. It's on an intro sale right now if you're interested. Kashmir has collabed with OneOdio on some new DJ headphones. The Studio Max 2 headphones are special because they are ultra low latency wireless DJ headphones under 200 bucks. OneOdio says these can get down to just 9 milliseconds using the included 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. You also get Bluetooth 6.0, wired connections, LDAC support, custom EQ controls through their app, and a lot of battery life, up to 120 hours on the headphones themselves. The headphones are tuned by Kashmir himself and includes a Kashmir sound pack. Oh, and there's a limited edition signed version as well. Okay, I've got some deals for you today. If you're looking for a hardware synth, the Moog Messenger and the Arturia Microfreak are both on sale. You can also get the JBL 308 studio monitors, $50 off right now. And if you're looking for some super plugin deals, the Ampex tape plugin by UAD is $39 right now, and the Blackbox HD2 is just $30, down from $125. This is a great saturation plugin. And if you want a great deal on a synth, the Crumar Spirit by Cherry Audio is just 29 bucks. I'll link everything from this video below. All right, I've got a free plugin for you this week, but first, are you thinking about putting your music out there? Well, DistroKid is a simple and fast way to get your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, pretty much everywhere. And DistroKid collects earnings for you when anyone plays or purchases your music. It's simple to use and includes tools to help you build your audience. I've created 2 videos on DistroKid that'll probably answer any questions you have. You can watch them right here. And if you're ready to sign up, use the link below to get 7% off your first year of membership. Okay, freebie number 2, and this is brand new. Unfiltered Audio just released Battle Effects, and this is actually a pretty cool free plugin if you're into creative delays and reverbs. It basically takes the shatter delay and headspace reverb effects from their drum plugin and turns them into a standalone effect. You get glitch control, sample rate manipulation, ducking, stereo shaping, 10 reverb modes, and more. Honestly, for a freebie, this looks surprisingly deep. That's it for the news, and look out for my full review of the new Novation FL Key 2 coming real soon. And hey, if you want to see what makes Sennheiser's new headphones so unique, watch the video right here. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you later.